Hey, 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 I've lost 180 pounds with a meat-focused way of eating. Some was carnivore, some was keto, some was calorie counting, so it's been a big mixture. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of a carnivore-ish way of eating. See if I can drop these 10 pounds. Hey, I'm making a steak today. Stick around and see what I do with it. Hey, happy Saturday. As some of you know, I am a yellow sticker junkie. So, um, this was actually almost a year ago. This freshness date is November 24th of 2023. When I go to Walmart on Saturday mornings, I go, like our store opens because it's a Walmart market, which means it's like going to a regular grocery store. So my Walmart, we also have the super Walmart in our town. So we have two Walmarts in town, and then about 3 miles down the interstate, we have another super Walmart. So we have a lot of Walmarts in our area, but the one that I go to is a Walmart market. And so I go Saturday mornings when I go. And so because I usually get there between 6:30, 6:45, there's usually yellow stickers. And so I like to beat the rush and pick those up. So I have two, you see one chest freezer right there. I have two chest freezers. And so if I go to Walmart and I see a yellow sticker of something that actually looks really good, if I have it in my budget, I may pick up an extra one or two things. Sometimes that extra thing just may be some ground beef that has a yellow sticker. But I've decided that on weekends what I'm going to try to do is start rotating through some of my yellow stickers. So this is a T-bone steak, and it was $8.06 when I got it last year in November. Saved $6. This is the Angus Premium Choice Beef. So probably nowadays, if we bought this, the yellow sticker price would probably be about $12 now. Inflation. But so I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook that up. I'm heating up my skillet here, and I have some tallow. Over the years, I have taken, like if I've cooked ground beef in my crock pot, I will take the fat out and render that, and I will run it through not run it through, but I will purify it by adding some water to it, letting it cool, popping it out, scraping off some of the impurities, melting it down again. So I've kind of rendered the tallow multiple times. So I have a lot of tallow in my freezer. And so I got mine. Well, I've got it two different ways. We have a processing plant in our town. And so I actually have a friend of mine who raises cattle. And so there's been a time when she's let me get the leaf fat from her before. And so anyway, leaf fat is pigs. It is, I don't remember what it's called, whatever the suet. So anyway, so right now this skillet is hot. You saw I put that tallow in there and it melted right down. So what we're going to season this with today, I'm going basic today. I don't usually go basic. I usually get all kinds of exciting things on here. We're going to do some real salt. This is the hickory salt. Hickory smoked salt, sorry. So we're going to add some smoked salt on, and then we've also, my sister left me some Omaha steak seasoning. So I'm going to put a little of this Omaha steak seasoning on it. Like I said, we're not really going all in today. And then we're going to do some cherry smoked salt from Redmond's. I'm just going to push that in there. I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Usually I do this differently, but I've been watching some videos for something else, and so I'm doing it this way. So now I'm just going to re-season this side. Alright, so I'm pressing all those seasonings in there. I'm going to give it a little shake here. I was watching a video, and they actually score some of their stuff, some of the fat. So I'm going to try that today. Hang on, let me go this route. I don't know They said it kind of helps keep it from drawing up so much. I don't know. You know, I don't know a lot about a lot. So, well, this is the worst knife ever. So I'm not scoring it. Because this knife is terrible. Oh, there it did it. There's a little score. If I don't cut my hand off anyway. Anyway, that's good enough. So now we're going to go on and just put it in our skillet. And we're going to give it a good sear. We're going to try something a little different. Usually I cover it for the first few minutes and then flip it. I want to try to do the searing first and then cover it. I don't know. I just want to kind of see how that works today. That's not usually how I do it. So we're going to experiment with this today, y'all. We're going to experiment with this T-bone steak. So I'm going to let this go for a few minutes. One of the things I see is they say you're not supposed to lift it up until it releases from the pan. So I'm going to try that today. So we're going to set our timer for about 4 minutes and see if at that point it will release from the pan. Please know that we have, quality assurance on duty. So he's going to make sure that everything is on the up and up and as it should be. So he would happily sample, but at this stage, no, he's not going to sample, but he offers his services anytime I'm in the kitchen. He's a very helpful boy. It's only been about 2 minutes, and I went ahead and peeked to see what it looks like, and it looks really good. I got my skillet good and hot. So we're going to do it on that side for another 2 minutes, and then what I want to do is then cover it and see if that can get the inside cooked. So I'll see you in about 2 more minutes. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, that looks good. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do, again, I'm just experimenting. So now we're going to do like a reverse sear. No, I guess this is a regular sear, I guess. Sear it, and then in theory you're supposed to bake it, but I don't want to bake it. I'm just going to leave it covered, and we're going to cover it for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to take a look. Right now, when I push on it, it's just like it's raw. It's the same as raw. So I don't want to eat that because I don't like rare. So we're going to cover it for about 3 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, it's been a minute and a half. We're going to go ahead and flip it because I don't want it to burn. There's a lot of smoke coming out of there. I have moved my, my smoke detector just in case. I'm going to go ahead and give it a check and see what we think. Around 120. See, go this away. Yeah, so around 120. So I asked my Alexa, and she said it should be like, I think she said 145 or something like that. So anyway, we're going to give it another 2 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, it has been 2 minutes, so let's give it a. I'll tell you one thing, there is a lot of smoke going on around here. That's not how I usually do it, so I'm nervous. That feels better for me. That feels more like it. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull it off no matter what the temperature is, but let's see. 135. 150 something. All right, so we're going to pull it off. And I know you're supposed to let it rest for a while, so I'm just going to lay it on this plate, and we're going to let it rest and see how she goes. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how I clean my skillet. We all have our own preferences, and some people are going to cringe, but this is what I do. By doing that, it helps break off like all the seasonings and salt that's in there. Usually I use a metal one, the metal thing, but I couldn't find it. So I might have to get it. But by deglazing it, we're helping to break loose a lot of the stuff that was stuck in there. Now, like I said, I know to some people this is blasphemy. And then what's even worse is I'm about to go use some Dawn soap on it. And I feel like I got majority of it scraped out. So, and I just leave my burner on because we're going to come back over here in a little bit. So now let's go to the sink and do our magic. Okay, I'm going to dump it in there. See all that gunk that just went right down into the sink there. Now, this is what I do. Don't freak out on me. I use Dawn or whatever detergent you got. And then I start with the scrub brush. And I make sure I scrub it good. I know some people are freaking out, but let me tell you something. Whenever they didn't use dishwashing detergent, the dish detergents back in the day, those detergents were made out of a lot of heavy lye, a lot of chemicals that were really, really bad. And so nowadays, our detergents that we use are a lot different than what they were back then. So my personal opinion, you're entitled to yours. That's my personal opinion. So I'm going to put a little power wash just because it's closer. And then I use another scrub brush. And scrub away. Now, I understand. So this is where we need to talk. I understand 100% that by my cleaning it this way, I am thinning out the seasoning that is on my cast iron skillet, okay? So, I do understand that is thinning out the seasoning that is on my skillet. So, so over time, I do re-season my skillet when needed, okay? So, and maybe one of these days I'll do one of those. I've done those videos before. I probably have a playlist called Cast Iron, so you could look at that. But, so then, see how clean that is? So now, I towel dry it out, and now we come back to the burner. I will set my cast iron skillet back on the burner, and it's on medium heat. That's what I cooked my steak on the whole time. It was on medium heat. So I'm going to leave this sitting here for, I usually set a timer for 15 minutes. And so that way I can be sure that all the moisture is out of that cast iron skillet. All right, let's cut into it and see what we got here. More than medium for sure, but that's there. Let's see if it gets a little closer to medium. This is a T-bone, so I gotta try to work around where the bone might be. Yep, it got a little more than medium. It's more like maybe almost medium well. But that's all right. It's still gonna be good. Well, that's closer to medium. Let's see how it is in the middle. Let's just cut all the way through it and see what the center is like. So this is good. This is good to know, you know. So if you like yours medium, yeah, that's not quite medium. A little more than medium. But that's all right. It's going to taste good. So now we're going to do what I see Laura Spath do. After she cooks her steak, she takes some, she has her flaked salt. So I have some of that flaked salt. I don't know what brand it is. If you want to know, ask in the comments, and I'll I'll look it up on my Amazon shopping thing. So she sprinkles just a little bit of this flake salt on there. All right. Yeah. Let's give it a taste test. Yeah, buddy. That's good. Cover it a little less time next time. That was good. That was a fun experiment. So, you know, if I'm on an experiment, I'll share it with y'all. So, alright, well, that's how to make a medium well steak on your skillet, or in a cast iron skillet. And as soon as this cast iron skillet has dried out, I'll come back and show y'all something. Alright, it's been cooling down, it's been heating up, so that way we could let the, let it dry out. I'm going to show you what I sometimes will do after it's cooled down. This is my tallow, and I just take a little bit of tallow and let it get in there and melt. We're not cooking anything. We're just reseasoning. I don't know if you can see, it's lighter. Hopefully I can zoom in. It's lighter down in there where you know that I add the water. So, I know that what I do is thinning out the seasoning. So, by doing this, letting it get heated up real good, and I've turned off my burner, and then adding some tallow to it. This just kind of adds another layer because it's really hot. So it's open. The pores of the iron are open, and it's able to accept this hot tallow. So now I just kind of let it do that and wipe it out real good. You know, you don't want to leave it behind. You don't want it to become gummy. I've done that in the past, and then it makes a pool of yuck. I don't need to do the outside. It's just this inside. So so there you go. And so now I'm going to leave it on this burner to cool down. And there you go. That's how I do my cast iron skillet. And because knowing that the way I use it does thin out the seasoning, that's how I add back seasoning. I don't do this part every time, just sometimes. So, all right. Thanks for watching.